Hi, I'm James, and in this video we're taking a look at the upgrade options for the Dell Inspiron 153510 laptop. So to start off with, we're going to remove the screws from the base, excluding these two in the top corner. To do this, we are using a Phillips size O screwdriver bit and a plastic pry tool. And I will put a link in the description to all the parts used and featured in this video, at least where possible, to help you if you are needing to source any parts to do this work. So all the screws in the base here are the same, but I just put them to one side in the positions that they came out just to make things easier later. We're then going to remove the central one at the back. And with that done, we can then turn our attention to these two. Now these two are retained, so as we undo them, we will hear a slight click, and the base begins to lift from the chassis in the corners. Same again on this side, and that is because these screws, as they undo, actually start to remove the base plate. So with that done, we're going to take our pry tool, and we are then going to get in and basically start working along each side. So we're going to get it in the gap and just begin pressing it in and gently working along, trying to release the plastic clips from, first of all, each side. So having done that, we can then go to the other side. Okay, with both sides done, we're then going to work along the back. We should find here it's already opened a bit of a gap. Doing the back isn't too hard. It's a little easier on this one because I have already had the back off while doing my main review video. Do check that out on the channel if you want to see that as well. So with that done, we're not just going to pull it off because that risks damaging some of the front clips. Instead, we're going to get the pry tool and just try and get it in. Might get a different one because this one's missing some sections. So get the pry tool in at the front and just slide it along while pulling the base away, and with that we have got inside with minimal damage to any of the clips. So once inside, our first job is going to be to disconnect the battery. This is just sensible. It means you're going to avoid any accidental powering on of the system, particularly with Dells where if you open the hinge for any reason they often have a habit of switching on. I'm not sure if this one does, I haven't checked the BIOS options for it, but just helps avoid any accidents. In terms of upgrades that we can carry out to this laptop, you can see here we have a M2 SSD, which is I believe a M2 2230 drive in form factor, but this bracket allows you to also put in a 2280. We have the DDR4 2400 module. This actually comes with 3200 megahertz module installed. However, this laptop limits it to running at 2400 megahertz. And we also have a 2.5 inch bay here where we can fit a SATA drive, and they'll helpfully include the cable and the bracket and the screws all inside the chassis. So to start off with, if we were to replace this RAM, there is only a single RAM socket in this, so the machine is always limited to single channel DDR4 2400, no dual channel option, and higher speed modules will only run at this speed. But by pulling the two clips either side, we can release that memory module, and refit it is just a case of, at an angle, slot it back in and press down so it clips in place. Similarly, we have our SSD here, and by undoing the single retaining screw we can then remove this, and the bracket here you just have to slide out from under these retaining slots, and we can then wiggle out the M2 drive. To install a M2 2280 drive, we simply, again, raised up slightly, insert the drive, take the fitting screw, press down and screw into position. If however we want to keep the M2 2230 drive, what we do is slot into place and then press down, slotting this on around it, making sure these 2 feet go under these 2 clips here, and then again screw back down into position. To install a SATA drive, there's a bit more involved. We have 4 screws holding the bracket in place. Now, with these undone, we can then lift out the bracket, and you'll see that under this tape there are the 4 screws needed for mounting the drive. So we are going to peel out that tape and remove the 4 screws. And then we're going to take a SATA SSD here off the side. We're going to press that in, lining up the mounting holes and making sure the SATA connector lines up with the cutout, and then we are going to screw in the side mounts. And so with this, while this is a fairly low-end laptop, you do have the option of having 2 hard drives, or an SSD and a second SSD, or a hard drive in here if you need mass storage while retaining Windows on the other drive. That would probably be my main expectation here. You might add sort of a cheap 1 terabyte hard drive into here to give you some storage options, particularly since the machine only came with a 128 gigabyte SSD. This one just needs a bit of help lining up. And with that done, we then just need to unpeel the tape on the SATA connector, and we can then slot that on and fit into position. From here it's then just a case of reinstalling the 4 screws, and obviously if you're fitting a new drive you'd have to initialize and format it in Windows, or install Windows to it, or however you are doing things. But it's nice that even though this is a very cost-cut laptop, Dell still included this in there, even in machines which come purely with a M2 SSD. Our other upgrade option is if we were to replace this wireless card. So we could upgrade this to a Wi-Fi 6 card. Simple case here of slide out. You can see the aerials are labelled white and black, and you can just unclip those by pulling them, and then clipping them on is a bit more fiddly, but basically you want to just line them up and press down the connector until it clips into place. And same with the second. It's actually easier with the card screwed in typically. Both of those are now reconnected. And slot in. And then just refit the screw and the little clip cover, which just prevents those from coming loose while the system's being moved around. So press that down and refit like so. And finally, having done all that, we are going to reconnect the battery. Again, using this just to try and make it easier for you to see. So slotting the battery connector in like so. And with that done, we're ready to refit the base. And then we're going to start by pushing down on this front edge and engaging the clips there. And then pressing down. Don't press down in these corners with the retained screws. they will kind of clip in as the screws do their work. And we're going to start with those. Just get the corners down, like so. Make sure the sides and front you're all happy with. Same on the other side. And from here it's a simple task of refitting the remaining 7 screws and you should all be done. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, do let me know in the comments, let me know what it helped you do. Hit like if you have found it helped, and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos as we post them. Thanks for watching.